Welcome to Bite Size SEO News, where I find the top 3 news in digital marketing so you don't have to. Where I make news easy to digest and easy to follow in 10 minutes or less. If you want to read the article, links are posted in the show notes below, so you never have to worry about FOMO. My name is Rich, I'm your host. Today is Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, episode 35. Coming up, fresh out of the oven are today's top 3 news you definitely don't want to miss. Story 1. Google standard shopping campaigns will continue to be supported. Story 2. Millions of WordPress sites receive forced patch for critical plugin flaw. Story 3. Meta's VR worlds are growing fast, with usage climbing above 300,000 monthly actives. If you're ready, let's get into it. Alright, our first story for today. This one's brought to you by Barry Schwartz of Search Engine Roundtable. Ginny Marvin, the Google ad liaison, confirmed on Twitter that standard shopping campaigns will be supported for the foreseeable future, she said. This comes after Google Ads reps are reportedly saying that standard shopping campaigns will be going away soon. Of course, the definition of foreseeable future means at a time that is not long from now, soon. But that time, at least in the internet age, is all relative. 6 months from now can be a totally different area in internet years. That one's a short story by Barry Schwartz, and Google standard shopping campaigns will continue to be supported. If you want to check out some more information, make sure to check out the article in the show notes. Alright, our next story for today, this one's brought to you by Steve Dent of Engadget. Millions of WordPress sites have received a forced patch over the past few days, Ars Technica has reported. The reason is a vulnerability in Updraft Plus, a popular plugin that allows users to create and restore website backups. Updraft Plus developers requested the mandatory patch as their vulnerability would allow anyone with an account to download a website's entire database. The bug was discovered by Jetpack security researcher Mark Montpaz during a security audit of the plugin. Quote, "This bug is pretty easy to exploit, with some very bad outcomes if it doesn't get exploited," he told Ars Technica. It made it possible for low-privileged users to download a site's backup, which includes raw database backups, end quote. He told Updraft Plus developers about the bug on Tuesday last week. They fixed it a day later and started force installing the patch shortly after that. 1.7 million sites had received in as of Thursday out of 3 million plus users. He told Updraft Plus developers about the bug on Tuesday last week. They fixed it a day later and started force installing the patch shortly after that. 1.7 million sites have received it as of Thursday out of 3 million plus users. The main flaw was that Updraft Plus didn't correctly implement WordPress's heartbeat function by properly checking to see if users had administrative privileges. Another issue was a variable used to validate admins that could be modified by untrusted users. Jetpack provided more details about how a hack could work in a blog post. WordPress was previously breached earlier this year, but it was done indirectly via a GoDaddy hack that exposed 1.2 million accounts. If you're running WordPress with the Updraft plugin, you should definitely confirm that the plugin updated automatically to 1.22.4 or later on the free version, or 2.22.4 and up on the premium app. Once again, I'll repeat that. Make sure that it is updated to 1.22.4 or later on the free version, or 2.22.4 and up on the premium app. If you'd like to get some more information, make sure to check out Steve's article in the show notes. Our last story for today, this one's brought to you by Andrew Hutchinson of Social Media Today. As Meta continues to spruik its metaverse shift, VR is clearly a key focus element, and with sales of Meta's VR headsets on the rise, it could well become the next big platform for digital connection. And that future could be closer than you might think, with The Verge reporting that users of Horizon Worlds, Meta's evolving social VR platform, are rising fast. According to reports, both Horizon Worlds and Horizon Venues, Meta's VR event spaces, are now being used by a combined 300,000 people each month, a 10x increase since the launch of Horizon Worlds in December, which is probably not a huge surprise given the jump in sales of Meta's Quest 2 VR headsets over the holiday season. Indeed, income from Meta's Reality Labs division increased by 319 million in quarter 4, quarter over quarter, and with the Quest 2 selling for 299 USD, that's a lot of units potentially making their way into homes around the world. The next question then is, how much time are these people spending engaged within the VR space? While the Quest 2 is impressive and the development of Meta's VR environments is evolving quickly, there's still a way to go in making this a truly engaging interactive experience. Meta hasn't provided expanded usage data as yet, though it did recently report that over 10,000 environments have been created in its Horizons World VR development space. You'd have to assume that those take some time to build, and assuming also that these weren't all created by Meta's own development team, that does suggest that some people are spending a lot of time in VR as it gradually evolves into a more critical engagement space. It's not the full metaverse vision yet, the Ready Player One style transformative alternative reality, where people can spend entire days drifting from one experience to another. But it is beginning to take shape, and as more options are added in, and more developers warm to the VR space, it does look set to become an important connective tool for the future, if not the key platform that will supersede the current social media experience, which is definitely where Meta sees things headed. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg recently announced the importance of the Horizon platform in Meta's Q4 earnings call. It'll be interesting to see how those integrations take shape and how Meta is able to build essentially windows into the Horizon environment via its current apps and platforms. Maybe it will be similar to gaming worlds, where you'll be able to use your Meta avatar to explore the 3D space, like Fortnite or Roblox, but aligned specifically to Horizon worlds. That would then enable people to interact via alternating types of inputs, and that type of interoperability will be critical to the future metaverse shift. Such developments could generate a lot more exposure for VR creation, and get more people buying their own Quest headsets for the full experience. And if you're on the go, you'll still be able to stay in touch with the latest happenings in the space via your phone, with the combined connective options helping to build a broader metaverse social and collaborative experience. It's not there yet. We're still in the early stages of this development, and Meta itself has repeatedly noted that it will take years, potentially more than a decade, to see this media take full form. But you can see the outlines now, the elements that will combine to create this new experience. And if it plays its cards right, Meta will be both the architect and the host of the next shift. Meta has also repeatedly noted that no one company will own the metaverse, that it will be built by a combination of developers and partners, all collaborating and working together on the next stage. But really, in this vision, it's Meta that's building the foundations, which partners will then need to iterate on. Again, it's still too early to say how it will all come together, but as it becomes clearer, it seems fairly obvious that Meta has a strong lead in the space, and the capacity to become the facilitator of the next shift. It'll be interesting to see how Meta looks to build in these next elements and how each further contributes to engagement in the VR space. If you'd like to get some more information, make sure to check out Andrew's article in the show notes. That's it for today's show. We've made it to the end. You're good to go and ready for the day. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please rate the show so it helps spread the news and I can continue doing what I do best, which is providing you the latest SEO news you just cannot miss. Served tapa style, making it easy on the stomach and on the go. Once again, I'm your host, Rich Ung, and I'll see you on the flip side.